Welcome to the Epcotian Adventure,
a podcast where we'll talk about all things Disney,
including tips and tricks, festivals and favorites, and the very latest in news and reviews.
But we're still old enough to remember when the path to Critter Country was a dead end.
This is episode 38. Speaking of Disney, an interview with Stevenn from Galaxy's Edge.
Or, you are my friend, but I won't join the First Order. Wait, did you say candy?
So now, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast as we embark on our Epcotian adventure. Howdy, folks, and welcome to episode 38 of the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And today we're going to be talking with an old friend of ours from Disneyland who is now been there for 30 plus years. How is that even possible?
Ooh, are we actually going to age him?
We are going to age him. This is Stevenn from Galaxy's Edge. He's actually from the opening crew of Galaxy's Edge and now works on Rise of the Resistance and Smuggler's Run.
Yeah. He has done so many different roles through the park through the years, and we'll get to hear a little bit about each of those, but really we're going to go a little behind the scenes for some space dirt. Is that what we're going to call it?
That's a good, yeah. We have space dirt on Galaxy's Edge that we're going to dish out.
So we've known Stevenn for years. We want to give you guys a chance to get to know him too, because he is a really, really super great guy. So, should we just jump in?
Well, let's do that. Here's our interview with Stevenn. This is our interview with Stevenn Tyler from Disney. And
not from Aerosmith.
Not from Aerosmith. No, I know. If you click on the link and you're watching this because you think this is Stevenn Tyler from Aerosmith.
Haha, we got you.
Keep watching though.
It's actually me. I just don't have my corset on or makeup, so.
That's why your voice is so low. Yeah.
You know, I like to take the wig off and get rid of the prosthetics and just relax. Just be me.
There you go.
Well, Stevenn is a cast member at Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. And we're going to let Stevenn introduce himself here really quick. But
just start us off by telling us who you are and go ahead and tell us how we're all connected.
Well, my name is Stevenn Tyler, as you all know. I met Rod when we used to work in New Orleans Critter Country.
New Orleans Bear Country, actually. I believe.
It was Bear Country.
Yeah.
Splash was
y'all
in the
are old.
midst.
You're old.
Splash Mountain was in the midst of being built. No, actually, it wasn't.
I think it was the pre-splash.
It was pre-splash.
So yeah,
they still had the snoring bear up there.
Oh,
Rufus.
I loved him.
Little Rufus.
Rufus, yeah, the snoring bear. A big cave of the snoring bear. Oh my God.
Love that.
And they still have those boots from costuming that crushed my toes.
I got to wear those on Thunder. Those were beyond painful.
Yeah, and I have large feet. I have size 15. I'm like, well, the largest we go is up to 13, but they're roomy. No, they're not. No.
I can't feel my toes.
Yeah, this is binding. This is foot binding.
I think that's been outlawed now, so.
Yeah. And I'm supposed to walk from costuming all the way over to the Bear Country. It'll take me about a year to get there.
Well, back then, too, it would have been the Indian Trading Post and, what was the store?
Mercantile.
Crocodile Mercantile, that's right.
Yeah.
Before it was Pooh Corner. But, Steve and I have been friends and roommates and coaster riding buddies for decades. Scary to think how long we've been friends, Stevenn. But...
This is true.
So, Steve, rumor has it that you have been, how should I say this nicely, wooed into going over to the dark side. I have heard and seen pictures of you as part of the First Order.
Correct.
How do you plead?
Guilty.
So, Stephen, how did you get wooed into the First Order?
Well, I went over my options. They had a good dental plan. It was either that or death. And I
That's fair.
said, okay, well, if you can find a tailor that'll make it custom fit, sure, why not?
So,
Wait, you mean I get to be mean to people and get paid for it?
yeah,
That
exactly.
is the goal
Oh,
right there.
That's the gold standard of being a cast member right there. So, were you on opening crew then for Galaxy's Edge?
yes, I was.
That is so cool.
So how does that work? Because I know you guys have to like really play into the role there, which I know just totally goes against your nature.
Just a little
What?
background. Steve has an acting background. And
You mean I couldn't bring Osimo the robot with me? Oh.
Yeah. And I was just about to say that, and actually was a tour host. What were you called at the Interventions at Tomorrowland?
A ring show
A ring show
host.
Okay.
I like it.
It was ring show, then it became the Dream Home. I was dad for the Dream Home.
Right.
I remember that.
I remember seeing that. Oh my gosh. So performing is in Steve's blood, basically.
Yes.
I was an animator when it was drawn to animation before it became Animation Academy with Mushu.
Right, California Adventure. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So walk us through a little bit of your history with Disney. Like what brought you to want to be a cast member in the first place, and then walk us through a little bit of your history because you've kind of done everything being there.
Well, back in those days, working for Disney, you got considerably more than minimum wage. Yeah, and it was a fun place to work. And back then they have your Disney cast members, then you had your what we would call lifers who were just there forever. And I worked Disney all through college, and then I had to leave for 9 months for my internship and that's when I started working in entertainment, which was my field, film and television production. The field that I chose to get my degree in, my undergrad.
Yeah.
And I went back at UCLA. That's why I hissed at USC. And I got my master's, and I worked in entertainment for 8 years on various TV shows, and then discovered that, I didn't like it. So I went back to Disney full time, and I had my big boy job, and I just got the big boy job, as I used to call it, and I got tired of it, and I just didn't like the hustle.
Yeah,
I didn't enjoy it at all. And I went back to Disney full time and started acting on the side, doing community theater and so forth, and regional theater, and then the opportunity to open Interventions came, and Interventions was a hybrid of entertainment and attractions. And we actually had show directors and whatnot in the green room. We were under AGBA because so we got paid just under AGBA rate, which is sort of like the West Coast equity, if you will.
That's interesting. I didn't know that was even a thing. That's really cool.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's cool.
Yeah. And I stayed there from opening Interventions to closing. And then I was able to transfer full-time into attractions because there was a battle between entertainment and attractions won. So then it became
the Star Wars launch bay. Yeah.
Oh, right.
I've mentally blocked it so I can never remember its name.
It's still labeled as Star Wars launch bay. I don't know that it's ever going to reopen, but
upstairs became the lounge for DVC.
Oh, that's cool.
And and there's a shrine for Debbie that passed away underneath.
I was going to ask you about that since we were talking about some ghost stories. Did the Debbie thing ever come up in there as a weird thing happening? Anything?
Well, I don't know.
Whenever we would have malfunctions of the building, they would blame it on Debbie. There was a time where the building was spinning out of control.
Oh my.
You would hit the rings.
2 miles an hour. Woo! Hang on.
It was it was 2 miles an hour moving around. Well, 1.5 mile an hour.
Oh yeah.
And then it started to speed up, and then slow down back to its, and then speed up, and then slow down.
And that had to be a coordination with all of the ride motors to do that. That's interesting.
And there were genies, these little triggers underneath that would send a signal to the main computer to say, okay, you're going to pull this show up, pull this show's power down because it's going to reset. Tom Morrow's going to sing this song for this zone. And it would also trigger the video wall outside and the video wall behind Tom Morrow. So it never knew where it was.
Huh.
And it would speed up, slow down. So I went up and I hit the E-stop, and it was like, no, I don't know. I don't care what you know. I'm going to run.
Wow.
And it just kept going. And then we had to actually clear the floor because it was like, okay, we don't know what's going to happen.
Wow.
Was it loaded? Like, or guests were in there?
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay.
But that's the point. It's like you couldn't really load it because it would be fine, and then all of a sudden, look out!
Wow.
I was waiting for it to spin out of control to the point of where we would stick to the walls.
Oh, like Magic Mountain.
Yeah.
Ride. Yeah.
The floor drops out. Wait a second, we didn't sign up for this.
It just spins
There's
off
a bus
the base
bar
like
down there. Don't touch it.
Starts making its way through Tomorrowland.
But everybody's clothes would be really dry. So
Exactly.
Well, just start singing dreidel, 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 and, just let it go.
Yeah, it's the Hanukkah overlay.
There you go.
There we go.
Like, I made you out of clay. And you fly out the front door.
So you went from Interventions then. Interventions closed.
Yes.
And eventually you made your way to Galaxy's Edge.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about being part of the First Order. How does that go for you? Are you ever a rebel?
Oh, yeah. We do both parts.
Oh, that's fun.
That means he's a spy. Ooh, this is getting good.
All right.
No,
so where
I work
is your
for the
allegiance?
Resistance. I work for the Resistance.
Hmm.
The Resistance is fun. You get to break people out. You somehow sneak onto the ship and you break people off of the Finalizer is the name of the Star Destroyer.
Oh, I did not know that.
Did not know that.
Excellent trivia. Well done. That's so fun.
So
I love that just totally plays into your wheelhouse with your acting.
Yeah, you're on the Finalizer. And you program 2 of the droids, the detention droids, to help them to escape. So you're in communication with Finn, and what I found that was interesting that I didn't know until recently, because I get so involved in what I have to do in the safety of all that stuff, Disney attractions.
Yeah. Right.
What I didn't know is I know that when I put them inside their cell as First Order and close the door, the pre-show plays with Kylo and Huck.
Yes.
Who's the guy that says, you are the first, whatever.
Right.
Berating them, basically. And once Kylo says, Huck says, you'll need it on the bridge. Leave them here. I will deal with this personally. And they leave. At that time, while all that's happening, the vehicles are going out and then coming back in. And sometimes we have issues with slower guests or guests with disabilities. So instead of the door opening automatically with the cutting of the door, the hole in the wall, and then the breakaway door moves away, you hear us looking for you.
Oh.
So you hear things like, I think they're behind this door. Tap, tap, tap. if it doesn't start immediately.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
you hear all this equipment moving and stuff like that, and then finally the blast happens. But I didn't know that happened because I always wondered, well, they can hear the droids coming back in, communicating to each other. No, you can't.
No, you totally can. That is really
Um,
cool. I didn't know that.
I love when
Yeah.
Disney does put in like a plan B basically for things.
Yeah.
I know there's several plan B Kylos. The
Yeah,
video
there's A
version
Kylo
instead
and
of
B
the
Kylo.
yeah. I to me that is amazing forethought when it comes to
Yeah.
attractions. And that's one thing Disney excels at when it comes to attractions that you don't see at Six Flags or other parks. You know, if it breaks, it breaks.
Correct.
At Disney, if it
Mhm.
breaks, well, we're still going to entertain you and it might come back on again. So watch this instead.
Yeah, that is very good. Very clever.
The issue with Rise and it being everything being so planned is when you're on the cargo ship on the flight deck and you board inside the cargo and the turntable, sometimes it takes a little while longer, so they put extra footage in your flight
Mm-hmm.
in case it's taking too long. And then after, what is it, 2 minutes, if you go over by 2 minutes, then the whole thing just shuts down.
Oh, showstopper point.
The show stops. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Is that easily resettable as an attraction host? Can you reset that?
Well, as soon as the vehicle starts moving again, then yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's like a zone pause would be on a
Yeah.
track ride. Okay, that
On a
makes a
track
lot of sense.
Yeah.
So it doesn't break the whole attraction down.
It depends. The turntable is very temperamental. Each one has its own. There's 3 cabins. Each one has its own motion simulator on it. Right now, they've been deactivated because we've been having issues with them not settling properly.
Ooh.
So when you're on there, and if you can remember the feeling of oh my gosh, I can feel this turning and dodging and doing this, that, and the other. That's the motion base underneath. But if it doesn't settle properly, it shuts down. So they're working on the parameters for that. Also, our guns have been deactivated because gun number 1 traveled too far, and each time it went out and came back, it would move a millimeter forward to the point of where it would just time out.
Oh
because
my!
The computer sees the guns when they move forward as walls, as doors. So that's why the vehicle stops when the gun moves out. And then when the gun moves out of the way, the door is open, move forward. Closed door, door's open, move forward.
That's clever.
I like that.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, the door would stick open or stick closed, and it would break down the attraction because the vehicles can't move anymore. And then it would back up. So it just stops. And you hear, "Attention, please. Your ride has temporarily stopped. Cast members will be with you shortly."
It's like you've heard that before.
Sometimes you hear it maybe 4 times a day.
Oh my. Yeah, we've only heard that once that I know of, and it was at Florida's Galaxy's Edge. So we got,
that's Batuu East.
Right, Batuu East, yeah.
Batuu East, yes.
We got escorted out from just before being put into the detention cell.
Yeah, we were still in the
one of the
Oh, you were still in the cells.
Yeah.
Okay. No, we weren't even in the cells yet.
But we were in the scene right before you go to the interrogation.
We're the grouping area.
The grouping area, okay.
Yeah, and
group of 1,
so
group of 2.
We got a free lightning lane that we could use anywhere.
To come back.
And I had my Resistance shirt on with the Rebel insignia, so did
they pick
a little bit, yeah.
Did they pick on you?
Yeah. Kind of.
The fun that I have with are the teenagers who are trying to impress their dates or something like that. I was like, I can tell by your inflection that what you think you're saying to me is funny, but no.
Bring him down a peg or two.
We'll make sure you go first. It's a lot of fun, and then you have those who try to play a little bit too much with you, and it's like, nice, but I work alone. And walk away. I think the meanest I've been to somebody, and you're not really supposed to be mean, but this person kind of deserved it, and I knew I could get away with it. It was just like, he said this really, really lame joke, and I guess he was the jokester of this particular group of 8.
Or thought he was.
Because you get 16 per group, because the vehicles each fit 8.
Oh, right.
People. And he was like saying something, and I was like, no, I'm not laughing at your joke. I just remembered something funny. You're boring and my legs work. And I turned and walked away from him.
Oh, I love it. I can only imagine the reactions, though, you get when that door first opened and you're standing there. I watched the cast members on both coasts. It seems like they really enjoy that part of the role.
For reference, for those listening who don't happen to know you, how tall are you?
6'5".
Yeah. A little intimidating if you don't know that you're going to be on the other side of that door.
6'5", 275. So I'm a big guy. And I stand in the doorway, and as it opens, I'm there. It's like, well, sympathizers. Listen up. This ship is now the property of the First Order. You will evacuate immediately for interrogation. Get off the ship.
Nice.
And sometimes I embellish a little. This place smells like Ronto roasts and despair.
Oh, man.
Very nice.
Get off my ship.
I always enjoy when it's get off my ship. Yeah. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So you also have done the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run.
Yeah,
as a cast member. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How's that attraction to work? And remember,
fun.
This is for posterity, so please be honest.
Can I say that? It depends on the group, because the guests don't listen, but it also depends on the cast members.
Wait. Guests don't listen? Is it?
I know. Gasp.
How many in your party? 1. How many in your party? 5. Well, I'm with them. Okay, come back here. How many in your party? All of you.
No, you always get the how many in your party? Oh, I don't know. It's all the way up to Uncle Dave. Who the hell is Uncle Dave?
Everybody,
Dave, right on.
You know, just step out of line, please, until you guys can figure out who's who.
Warm up the Sarlacc. We got another party.
It's more
exactly
more than 10. They can't count them on the fingers. That's higher math for them.
Yeah.
Good times.
I'm sorry that your education system failed you. Next.
Let me know when you figure it out.
I know. Counting higher than 5. But sometimes you get the groups of kids, and that's the day school kids who come in, or the campground kids who come in. They're unruly, and they only have like maybe 2 chaperones out of 40 kids.
Oh my gosh.
Fortunately, they're all old enough, over 14, so there's no problem boarding them. They're all at height and above 14 years old, so there's no problem loading them. But damn it, I think it tries your nerves, because
it's like a literal nightmare for me.
Yeah. It's like, okay, we have 6 seats per cabin on a turntable, and there's 7 cabins on a turntable, 4 turntables. So
you say things like that, but there's one Millennium Falcon. I've seen it.
Yes,
I've
there's only one.
It, and there's only one.
Well, wait a minute, though, because we've been to Batuu East and Batuu West.
They move it. It flies.
Oh, it flies.
Duh.
Okay, I see. All right.
Yeah, you see it coming in behind Hondo. You see it flying.
That's true.
Now, maybe you can help me with this. I struggle with this in Rise of the Resistance. At the very beginning, Rey is is recruiting you to join the resistance, and you have to leave Batuu because it has become compromised. So you have to get to the outpost. So we leave Batuu because it's unsafe. And then at the end, they bring us back to Batuu.
Which attraction?
In Rise.
Rise of the Resistance, you're heading to Bakara. You're joining the Resistance to
but
head
to...
to...
But at the end, they bring you back to Batuu, and everyone's happy that you're back in the place where it's unsafe?
Right, because the finalizer hasn't left orbit yet.
Oh, so we're still hoping maybe that we can make it safe.
Yeah, well, we're breaking you out of... Because you were captured.
Right.
The cargo ship was captured. So we're breaking you out of the finalizer. Instead of going to the prisoner cells or the detention cells for interrogation, we break you out
and get back to Batuu.
And we send you back to Batuu because the finalizer is still orbiting over Batuu.
Still seems unsafe.
But we take you away from you land away from the site.
Okay. Oh, that is true. We land in a different spot.
Yeah.
And Batuu's a whole planet, so...
Yeah, it's a planet. It's not just a city.
It's not just the outpost.
Pika, Corel, there's different cities. My particular character or land that I'm from or town that I'm from is Pika, which is a fishing village.
Oh.
Is that Pika Rivera?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I kind of figured, yeah.
It's Pika.
Oh, okay.
I like
it. And it's a fishing village. And I worked for Hondo, and that's how I found out about the Resistance, because Olga runs Batuu.
Yes, she does.
Now, over in your town of Pika, though, Olga has a restaurant called Pikachu, right?
Oh, dear.
The Pikachu.
Oh,
dear.
If you could see the look I'm getting right now, folks.
You remember the joke that the guys told me, and I said, you're boring and my legs work?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. It's a leave button. Click.
Oh,
no.
Recording has stopped.
See, that's the sad thing. Kids today don't know the joy of hanging up a phone on somebody.
Exactly.
It's true. Pushing the little virtual button is not the same as slamming
it's not
on
the
receiver.
same thing.
So we talked a little bit about some guest fun with issues and them thinking they're funny. Tell us about a time that you got to create some Disney magic for somebody.
I've gotten a lot of compliments in my first order because they said, "Oh my God, you kept us in the role. Thank you. You kept us in the universe of Star Wars. Thank you so much." Because there are some good cast members there, and then there's some that just simply go into the final. Go directly into the cargo ship and just say, "This ship is now this ship is now the property of First Order. Get out," and then turn around and walk away.
That's no fun.
No. You have to intimidate one or two. But when we're in we're standing outside of the detention cell, I give them the full story of, look down at your colors and commit them to memory. From this point on, you'll only be acknowledged by these colors. And not that we care to learn your names. These colors will assist in your interrogation.
Nice.
We say interrogation because we know that one of you is a spy for the Resistance. So tell the truth. You'll be treated somewhat humanely. Try to conceal, and you'll meet with Kylo personally. And FYI, he's extra cranky today.
Nice.
But it's our job to figure out which one of you is a spy. And looking out at this kennel club should be fairly easy. This is your cell. I point to the door. When the door opens, I will call your color: red, blue, green, or orange. Red, blue, gray, or orange. Step inside to the matching color. You'll be met by a droid taking you to your place of interrogation. Is that understood? Good. Now, stand in awkward silence until that door opens. The question will begin shortly. And then from there, I go and I sort of interrogate certain people. Like, I'll focus on a little child and I'll say, Except for you, too adorable to be the spy. But the rest of you, we do have questions. And I'll go
Oh.
to a little girl and I'll say, you, tell me, do you know this person? And I'll point to their father or mother. She'll go, yeah. Who are they to you, Mom, Dad? And how long have they been working for the Resistance? And before you answer, think about all the chores they assigned you before arriving here. I'll get back to you. And I'll go to a couple and I was like, you, how long have you known this person next to you? And they try to be smart and say, oh, never met them before in my life. Yet you came together holding hands. Curious. Are you done with the charade or can I continue questioning?
Nice.
He's my boyfriend. Really? And how long has he been working for the Resistance? And before you answer, think about all the times think of all the honeydew lists that he didn't complete before arriving here. I'll give you time to postulate. And I'll walk away. And I just have fun. And sometimes you'll pull a little kid off. It's like, oh, you are ripe for first order. We've got candy. I want you to stand here and I want you to give them the order to step inside by color.
Oh.
Start with red. And she goes, red, get in. Some of them really enjoy it and some of them hide behind their parents. So,
yeah. But either way, I bet they'll remember it.
Oh, yeah, they do. And sometimes they come back because there's a child switch. And I'll end up getting them. I mean, there's 4 stations, but I'll end up getting them. I remember you. Do you enjoy being captured? Is that your thing?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man. It's like you were born to play this role, Stevenn.
Seriously, I just love that.
Yeah, you just can have fun with people, and it's fun to watch other cast members. Like there's this one young lady who is so aloof. It is so incredibly funny to watch her.
Nice to see some other cast members shine too.
Because before when I first started, I used to make fun of. Well, I would go for the jugulars. Like, is this what we wear to an interrogation? You look like a blood clot. And, and I didn't, or, oh, I'm not with the Resistance at all. Judging by your shoes, I would say that's accurate. You would just say things off the cuff, and then they sort of reeled me in a little bit. All right, Stevenn, that's
rein it in.
Yeah, that's a little too much. Oh, but it's fun. Look at that hair. Come on, it's a Karen. That's a Karen haircut. I'm gonna have fun with this one.
Like it's not me, it's the character. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. And it's fun when it breaks down and you have to drop character and start evacuating people. And they're like, are you going to eat me? No. They made me stop doing that in the meetings.
So tell us something, because you still enjoy being there as a guest, or you did, when we used to go to the parks together.
Yeah.
Tell us something that is on your Disney bucket list.
It would be one of my bucket lists is to visit Tokyo Disney Sea and the Tokyo Disneyland Resort.
Yeah.
Once Space Mountain is rebuilt.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they do with that.
The rumor is it's basically the same Galaxy Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster type.
Oh, nice.
That'll be fun.
Attraction, different layout and everything, but
smaller show building.
Oh no.
Oh, are they going to rebuild the mountain?
The mountain itself is moving 500 feet back.
Oh, okay.
And they're building the extra show building off to the right or left of it.
Oh, okay.
Well, when that happens, let's plan a trip.
Yeah.
Cool. It's funny. At the end of the day, I don't want to visit the parks. I'm like, I'm going home. Then this is work for me.
Right.
People say, "Do you play in the park afterward?" No, no.
I think the younger cast members do. I remember when I was
Yeah.
new, I used to go in the park all the time. And when I worked at Magic Kingdom, I was at Epcot nightly. And it was just because I could. But yeah, after several decades of being a cast member, I imagine it's a job at that point.
At some point, you do cross that line. It's true.
And still, some people say, "Oh, you have the day off. Let's go to Disneyland." I'm like, I have a better idea. Why don't I go to your job and watch you make phone calls and copies all day? How about that?
I mean, that's almost the same.
Getting the point? Well, that's no fun. Aha.
Now you got it.
No, but I'll go in and I don't ride rides. I'll usually grab a snack or something and sit and just people watch and laugh.
I love that. When I was there for a college program, I would go into the park. This was back when People Mover was still a thing. And I would bring a book and read on People Mover and just go around and around and around. And it was awesome. You just look around and look at the people going by, and it was the best.
Yeah. And it's funny how when an attraction closes, such a splash, how there was such an uproar over it. And it was just like, it's a log ride. It's just the theming is changing. That's all.
It's still going to be a log ride. Like, you're not losing anything. It's just getting better.
Well, bringing a modern IP in is profitable. I mean, there's more profit to be made with Tiana than there ever was with Song of the South.
Well, and no one even knows who Brer anything is. Everyone knows Tiana. She's amazing.
Exactly.
So
I am so.
Yeah, I mean, the hardcore Disney files, they're the ones who complain, "Oh, Disney's gone woke." I'm like, no.
They're just the princess? Like, come on.
Being more accurate, like it started with pirates. Remember when they were changing from the women chased by the pirates to the women chasing the men?
Oh yeah.
Or they put food in the women's hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then changing red around, big red.
All right, so
anyway. The only thing left is at the end of every interview, we like to do a quick fire. Are you ready for a quick fire?
I'll try.
Don't be afraid.
I promise nothing.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
All right. So these are very easy. We just want to know some of your favorite things. Get to know you a little bit. What is your favorite Disney movie?
Ooh, Mary Poppins.
Oh, good answer.
Meepo. Nice.
It's funny. People always think animated, but there's so many great live action movies.
Yeah.
If it's animated, then it's Pete's Dragon.
Ooh. Now, here's a question. This is not part of the quick fire, so it's going to be a much less quick version of this. But for a while, there was talk of putting a Mary Poppins attraction in the UK pavilion at Epcot. So Correct. Knowing that Maypo is your favorite Disney movie, what would you do as an attraction for Mary Poppins?
I would make it a huge show building and make it appear as if there's a giant carousel but the carousel vehicles actually leave the carousel.
Oh, love that.
And go through the countryside during Jolly Holiday.
Oh, I love that. That would be so, so cool. Good
and
answer.
At the very end, you're back on Cherry Tree Lane, and then you join the carousel once again.
And then do you exit through Jolly Holiday Cafe?
Yeah. Well, I guess you could, since they do have the Twinings tea.
I was thinking the actual Jolly Holiday at Main Street at Disneyland. I'm like, I'm not sure where that would go, but it's Mary Poppins. So
you just put in a giant show building. Why not?
Exactly.
Yeah. Giant show building in the back.
Good answer. I like it.
Someone said there's not room for a giant show building because there's the moat back there. So I'm like, all right.
That's Disney's problem. We just get to dream.
Exactly.
True.
What is your favorite Disney ride?
Oh, Everest.
Ooh, good one.
The backwards on that gets me every time.
Yes.
It makes me nauseated.
It's
Oh,
so
really?
fun
The
though. I
helix
love
going
that
backwards?
that moment when you stop at the top with the broken track though. Oh, I
Yeah,
love that.
the eagle comes out and you
When he's working, yeah.
He works sometimes.
he works
He
sometimes.
works more than the Yeti.
Disco Yeti.
Poor Betty. Betty the Yeti.
Who was your favorite Disney character?
Elliot from Pete's Dragon.
Ooh, good one.
Animated or live action or both?
Animated Elliot. Live action, it would be live action, I guess it would be Doctor Strange.
Ooh, very nice.
Very nice. I love that film. And
I love
Cumberbatch in that role is awesome.
Yeah. He was Khan. Come on. I love Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, that's right. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I know I'm crossing the streams there, but what are you?
No, that works. What is your favorite non-Disney park?
I would have to say Dollywood.
Really?
Oh,
nice.
I love that.
I love that park.
You're just choosing it for the cinnamon bread, aren't you?
Sort of.
Did I tell you? I don't know if Sue's heard the story 50 times, but when I was working with IT at Hershend, I actually was replacing all of the POS systems at the stores there in the off season and got to drive a rental car for an entire week through Dollywood.
I remember that.
Let's see, that store's up by Tennessee Tornado. Hop in the car. Here we go.
Dollywood and Islands of Adventure.
See, this is why we're friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that the first time I got to see Iowa was with you.
Oh,
yes.
Wow. That was on one of those trips. I love that.
Yes.
So, I think that is my favorite non-Disney park as well.
I love Islands of Adventure.
And it just keeps getting better.
Yeah, it really does. And now I'm hearing some rumors of some new things coming in there that is going to be good for that park because Marvel, they need to remove Marvel because it's Disney now. Of course, that means they also need to remove Homer and Springfield because that's now Disney. And
yeah, Disney's kind of buying up the world.
Everything that Universal builds, Disney buys.
Well, I think there's something about the contract about anything west of the Mississippi they can keep.
Right.
For using the characters.
The characters.
Which is why Guardians is okay to use at Epcot because it was not part of the original Marvel Cinematic Universe at the time.
Right.
Yeah, so it's not part of what is it called? Superhero Island or
Marvel's Superhero Island.
Yeah.
I believe that's what it's called. But I've heard that Marvel may be getting reshaped and rethemed, and Toon Lagoon may be also getting reshaped and rethemed. I would love to see that whole side of the park become something not Harry Potter, because Harry's taken over the world. Kind of like Moana at Epcot and Magic Kingdom and every other park. Animal Kingdom. I mean,
Moana's pretty cool, though.
Taking over all the parks there.
I mean, come on, Universal just got rid of Woody Woodpecker, so give them a chance to catch up.
You know, that's true.
They still have E.T., which is fun.
Oh, I love that ride.
I was sad when that became Mummy at Hollywood Universal.
Yeah.
But I love that we can still ride it in Orlando.
It's so crazy. The end of that ride is just nuts.
You would think it was a Sid and Marty Krofft attraction just because.
What makes me laugh, though, that I just realized the last time we went on it, is you go to E.T.'s home planet and all the fellow aliens call him E.T. as if that's his name.
Yeah.
That's not his name. He's an extraterrestrial. So they called him that on Earth, but on his home planet, he's not an extraterrestrial.
Actually, his real name I found out is Ed Turner. So, yeah.
There we go.
See yourself out, Rob.
This is like the slowest quick fire ever. I'm sorry.
Sorry. One of the funniest things that I remember about E.T. here is I went on it when it was here. I went on it with my friend Heather, and you know how they used to program your name, and they still do it, but they program your name, right? And it was like, bye, Steve, Michael, And when it got to Heather's name, bye, heat her. I was like,
Siri,
heat
the early days.
her. And I was like, that is perfect.
Oh my gosh, that's
Oh
funny.
my god.
I fell off the bike. I was laughing so hard when we landed. I could not breathe. I literally just had a laughing attack and couldn't stop laughing. I'm crying, snot's running. I tried to
that's
step
good.
off the bike and fall. Anywho,
Okay, back to the quick fire. What is the best flavor of Dole Whip?
ooh, the one that I had at Walt Disney World. I mean, the pineapple is awesome. The guava is awesome, but I love the berry one. The berry with vanilla.
The raspberry, that one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I that is a top contender for me as well. That's a good one.
And I've only had it at Walt Disney World, and that was next to the teacup.
Oh yeah, at the Cheshire Cafe there.
Cheshire Cafe, yeah.
Yeah, they like to rotate different flavors through Fantasyland at some locations. That's one of them. And Friar's Nook, they have a rotating flavor in there as well. It's fun to explore.
A few places now is boozy Dole Whip, and I'm loving every
Not at the
second
Magic
of that.
Kingdom.
No, but over at the Poly, which is not very far, just a monorail right away.
Well,
Captain Cook.
Animal Kingdom, you can get rum, and sometimes Epcot it depends.
They do it, but it's at the hotel.
Oh, of course.
Oh, at Disneyland Hotel. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
At the
That's good
Trader.
to know, actually.
Yeah. Oh, Trader Sam's has it? Or
Trader Sam's, yeah.
Okay, well, it's good to know.
Would you rather rope drop or park close?
Ooh. Rope drop.
Really? Have you become an early bird on us?
But I would like to change my answer.
I mean, that's acceptable. You get more rides done in the early morning. I get that.
To park close. Well, the reason why I thought early bird is because, see, I'm very food driven. So
well, there you go. Yeah.
This is why we get along.
Yeah. Okay, kids, go to the rope drop. I'm gonna head on over here to Carnation Plaza.
That is nice.
I would. Yes, I would like the 4-egg omelet with.
Oh. Our next trip, we're going to be doing breakfast at Steakhouse 71 at the Contemporary.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's been on a bucket list for breakfast for a while.
And we've heard good things.
The menu looks amazing now. Not cheap, but it's walking distance to Magic Kingdom. I'm just saying.
Oh, so you eat all the food and try to walk it off.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why Epcot's the next day.
To avoid the food coma.
Oh no, that's Epcot. We're going for Food and Wine Festival here shortly, and that's always got to be day 2 now because the food coma is a real thing.
I'm kind of upset with certain little pavilions when they have the Food and Wine Festival, because one year when I went there, they had the 3 Bavarian chocolates, the milk, the dark, the white, with a biscotti.
Ooh.
Covered with cinnamon and a drizzle on top.
Really?
That sounds delightful.
And they gave you these little plastic, you know how you used to have the blood of Jesus in those little cups and the trays on the Communion Sunday.
Communion.
Yeah. They would have the chocolate in those little testers. And I'm telling you, that chocolate was warm and delicious, and I cut up my gums trying to get the last of the chocolate out of those little plastic cups.
Yeah, there was a line of people at First Aid with the plastic cups stuck to their tongue. They just couldn't get it off.
I was one of the first people there. Why are your gums bleeding? No, it's not gingivitis. I actually serrated.
Somebody else has been to the Bavarian chocolate tent. Yes.
And maybe that's why they got rid of it. Too many injuries.
All right, very last quick fire question. What is your favorite Disney song?
Ooh. Well, I don't know if it qualifies as a Disney song. I'm not going to say Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow. You can just cut that out.
Well, all right.
It was 15 years at Interventions. Was that?
I was gonna say, listen,
I don't really know if it's Disney, but it was in a Disney film. And it's two songs, and they're both from the same movie. One, I Put a Spell on You.
Nice.
Two, Come Little Children.
And that's very seasonally appropriate from Hocus Pocus.
It is.
Very nice.
Ah,
they're in a
You're
Disney
welcome.
film, they're a Disney song at this point. So
You mentioned Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow, and all I can think of is when you told us the story of when he broke down and was spewing fluid all over while trying to sing that song.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The the hydraulic hose in the back, it was almost as if he had sciatica because it just popped and sprayed the entire giant video wall behind him.
oh, poor Tom.
Poor Tom
And
Morrow.
his mouth was pneumatic, but his arm movements and torso and everything else was all controlled. There was 500 pounds of pressure of hydraulic fluid.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I believe that. I remember when one burst at Bear Band on the stage, on the Five Bear Rugs stage, because it had a hose that came up from underneath and would just follow the stage out.
Right.
And it just got a crack, and it literally just burst, and hydraulic fluid was pouring out of this hose into the pit down there.
Yeah.
And I believe 500 pounds of pressure.
Yeah. And that's why we were always freaking out and hit the Tom stop whenever a kid would try to climb over the barrier into there. It's like, you're going to get knocked into the submarine lagoon.
And not the one here, the one at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not there anymore. Getting the point? Okay. One more, my favorite Disney movie song would be, and I know this is lame, it's not Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It's not Feed the Birds. It is Candle on the Water.
Oh, nice. That is a great song. That's not lame. That's a beautiful song. So that is from The Rescuers, if you are unfamiliar.
No, that's from Pete's Dragon.
Candle on the Water?
I'll be your candle on the water.
That's from Pete's Dragon?
I believe
Yeah.
That is totally from Pete's Dragon. So that is from Pete's Dragon, if you are unfamiliar.
I tripped you up.
You did? What am I thinking of? There's another song from Rescuers that I'm thinking of.
I think it's called Theme from Rescuers. Is that the one?
That was
The Rescuers. The Rescuers.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. No.
R-E-S-C-E,
For copyright, I can't sing it really.
Rescue Aid Society. I touch the sky.
Also a good one.
As sung by Bob Hope? No.
Newhart? Is it Bob Newhart?
It's Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart and Ava Gabor.
Ava Gabor. Okay.
Yes.
The other one is, gosh, I have so many favorite Disney movie songs.
There's so many good ones.
Yeah. The other one is from Fox and the Hound. When you're the best of friends.
Oh, that is a great one.
I know the kids won't know these songs. They're like, what is he talking about? What is this guy is 100?
Yeah, we have to say kids ask your parents a lot on this podcast, but that's okay. We're
educate yourself.
We're just a little bit old.
You sound like Pleakley.
Here, educate yourself.
That's what I was going for. Well done.
Educate yourself. Oh, the mosquitoes. They're nuzzling me with their noses and
I have been chosen. I love that.
Well, Stevenn, thank you so much for being on our podcast. We really do appreciate it, and good catching up with you after all this time. And
yeah, thanks so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate you taking time to talk with us and all of our listeners today. And we love getting the behind the scenes on Galaxy's Edge. That was really, really fun to hear.
So if you see Stevenn at Rise of the Resistance, be careful.
Don't mess with me.
He actually is part of Star Wars. You may think he's just a cast member, but no, it's real. I knew it. We'll say
Well,
goodbye.
thank you guys. Thank you guys very much.
Thank
We'll have to
you.
do this again and discuss some other cool things.
Yeah, we'd love to have you on again. Well, that was our interview with Stevenn from Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge.
It was so much fun to get to catch up with him after all these years. We really need to do it again soon. We just love you, Stevenn.
Yeah, thank you again, Stevenn, for sitting with us and putting up with us for all these years, but for being on the podcast with us. We really do appreciate it.
And as a giant Star Wars nerd myself, it was really fun to get to see some behind-the-scenes stuff, so thank you for that as well.
You'll also hear Stevenn on our Halloween episode.
Ooh, yes,
Yay!
you will.
He has some great stories from New Orleans Square. Let me just put it that way. Before we go, we'd like to give a big shout out to our social media coordinator, Riley Piper, audio engineers Joey Humphrey and Paul Trett, and logo designer Evan Piper. Our theme music composer is Jason Patrick Rowan and is licensed through Pond 5. And of course, thank you, Phoenicians.
Thank you, Phoenicians. And don't forget to rate, review, like, and subscribe. It really, really does help other people find us. You can find us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts.
The Epcotian Adventure is a $1,000 brunch production. Thanks for joining us today for episode 38 of the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And we'll see you in line.
Bye.
Okay, Barkley, stop licking my feet. Oh, that's my dog, by the way. Just for
Oh.
clarifying.
Good to clarify.